Hello, everyone. This is Mark's Pile from Cabbit Crossing Publishing, back again with another one of our awesome authors. This one, if you've gotten any of the anthologies, you've read one of his stories because he's been in all of the ones up to this point. And he's going to be in this one, our Fairy Tales, Folklore, and Fables Reimagined anthologies. And it's JC. JC, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, JC Mastro, author of YA, sci-fi, fantasy, and I'm excited to be a part of this third anthology. Fairy Tales, Folklore, and Fables is a lot of fun. Let's do this thing.
So why don't you tease your story?
Okay, yeah. So if you've read the other two anthologies, Dragons of a Different Tale and Tales of Monstrosity, my two stories that were in there, the first, Spirit of the Dragon and Magic Land Mischief. Well, this is a follow-up of sorts in the same universe, featuring the same mischievous antagonist. It's called The Piper of the Con. Follows the Pied Piper folklore. I think it's a folklore from Germany. I don't know, way back when. And he's in this story. He's pulling some Pied Piper kind of tricks on the attendees of this. It's like a Comic-Con convention. And then there's a couple of characters who are there who are also in cosplay, who take on the roles of the people they've shown up as to try to figure out what he's doing and thwart his plan.
Nice. So, why this particular story? Why the Pied Piper?
It was a lot of fun to, if you remember way back, the very old Disney cartoon of the Pied Piper leading the rats and everything. Mm-hmm. When I racked my brain for a fairy tale or a folklore, I wanted to do something that wasn't exactly the same thing, or one that wasn't, it's known and it's but it's not like the one that's going to come jumping out like everybody else is going to choose. So it popped in my head, that cartoon, and I thought, okay, this could be fun. And there's an element of magic, which this character definitely has going on. And I just felt like it would fit with what he does in his big master plan. So that's why I went with it.
Talking about fairy tales, folklore, fables, and you mentioned the Pied Piper, of course. Are there any other ones, over your childhood or growing to adulthood? Are there any other ones that stood out to you or left an impression?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, I grew up with Disney and everything that they've done, which is, I think, a pretty big source of a lot of them for a lot of us, from the movies or even the cartoons.
Not me. I watched the Pooh slasher flicks. Now I'm teasing.
Yeah, they have a number 2 coming, apparently. I didn't make it through the first one. Yeah, oh my. But there was one thing to be a little more obscure. I don't know how popular it was or even really where it came from, but I had this book growing up, and it was Uncle Wiggli's Tales or something like that. And he was this big rabbit, and he told all these little fables and tales and things, and there was always some clever poetic thing that wrapped up the story. I couldn't tell you any of them now, but I remember that book, and I remember reading it all the time. So I have to look for it, see if it's still out there somewhere. But that was a big influence, I think, to just on the general idea of that type of story.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of that book. If we find it, we'll try to put a link in the description.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So any other projects or anything else you're working on around now?
Well, I just recently, last month, released the audiobook for my novel, Academy Bound. It's narrated by awesome actor and voiceover artist Fred Berman. He's done a ton of other books. I think it turned out fantastic. So if you like audiobooks, please definitely check that out. It's on Audible. And I am slowly but surely working on the sequel to Academy Bound, number 2. It doesn't have a title yet. I'm still working through it, but I'm hoping to get that moving forward a lot quicker, and let's say next year. So that's the plan. And then right now, of course, just the anthology, um, the story, and then serving as editor. So it's a good
Mhm.
amount of work, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm
We're
sorry, I
gonna.
forgot. Didn't mention at the beginning. You're one of the editors too, of
I think
course.
you did, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if it did or not.
Maybe not,
Um,
but
but you are one of the editors.
it's a good time. We have a lot of fun doing these.
You're the first editor I've had on here for this, so that's
Oh,
my mind didn't switch there yet.
there you
Um,
go.
so yeah, so you're instrumental in all the books too, and also
Well,
you help out a lot with our behind the scenes with other stuff too. So
thank you. I enjoy it. Thank you.
all right, so where can people find you online?
Yeah, well, my website, jcmastroauthor.com, and I'm on all the socials, Facebook, Insta, X, TikTok now. I recently got that one. Um,
Nice.
so, yeah, at jcmastroauthor, pretty much on all of them. So you should be able to find me.
I haven't braved TikTok yet myself, so
Yeah, I don't know how to yet, but I got a few videos up there. So,
yeah, it's a good
yeah.
place. Good place for books, that's for sure.
Yeah,
All right, well, where you can find Cabbit Crossing is if you're watching this right now. We have a Kickstarter, of course, going. Oh my gosh, I think I skipped over something. Actually, I meant to ask
Uh-oh.
you before we do that. We do have a
Right.
Kickstarter going right now,
Yes.
and with Kickstarters, we have rewards, we have stretch goals and stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
you've offered a few, haven't you? Do you want to tease one of those or more?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, along with all the all exclusive, really cool stuff we're going to offer for this, some things that are just for me. You can add on my books, Academy Bound. I think we're going to get it in different copies, different versions, maybe some signed copies. You can throw those in as an extra. And one of the rewards we're doing, it's known as a Tuckerization, where you get to basically get a shout out in my story or another author's story if they're doing those. And in this one, for mine, as I said, takes place at a con, like a Comic Con. So you'll get to have a mention as your name and the favorite fandom character that you choose to have cosplayed as, if that makes any sense. So pick a
There are
character.
many layers.
Yes, pick a character, throw your name in there, and you will get a mention in the story. So that's a lot of fun.
Yep. And to find your books, to find JC's books, you can go to the add-on section and you can just add on. You can add on ebooks versions, and we have paperback and hardcover
Yep.
signed copies that you've graciously offered to
Thank
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Now, and since we're talking about Kickstarter, you can find that Kickstarter over at cabotcrossing.com if you like. If you want to go there and also find out about the other books too. And if you happen to get this, you see this video after the Kickstarter's over and you're like, darn it, man, I missed it. It's okay. You can still get it. Well, we'll be releasing it wide to all the major bookstores at a later date after the Kickstarter is fulfilled. So,
Mm-hmm.
so just go to that website and keep track and look for those books and
Yeah.
give us some support. So, because hopefully we'll do many more anthologies down the line.
Absolutely. We got a lot of cool themes in mind.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us today, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks, JC.
Thank you.